Hello friends, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to take a look at the GNS530 and its functions, and also how to plan a flight using GNS530 so that you can use a GPS based flight plan for navigation if you want to have that functionality and want to learn this. There are a couple aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator that uses GNS530 and GNS430, so if you learn 530, 430 has the same menu options and it's pretty much the same, so you will learn them both. This allows you to use a GPS flight plan instead of a VOR based radio navigation, which is the conventional radio navigation this aircraft is capable of using these instruments. You can use a GPS flight plan and your autopilot will follow the GPS instead of the nav radios. So let's take a look at this and cover what the buttons do, and then discuss each pages, and then we will discuss the flight plan entry. Also, I'm still learning this, so guess my internet connection is interrupted, sorry about that. I am also still learning this, and I am using a mod for GNS530. So anytime I use a mod in the tutorials, the link to that mod will be in the description, so check the description field of this video if you like to download that mod and use it for yourself. This is a free mod. The aircraft we are in is the Piper P-34 Seneca 5 from Coronado. This is a payware aircraft and it supports GNS530 and 430 stack, or it supports GTN750, which is also free / payware mode. There is a free version with limited functions and there is a payware version with full functionality, and I'll put the link to that mod as well. If you have this the Coronado Piper P-34, you can also download that and use it. It's a touchscreen navigation system. That's what GTN stands for, Garmin Touchscreen Navigation 750. Okay, and I think 750 is 7.5 inches the screen size. That's my guess without knowing for sure. I hope you guys find this video tutorial, because I searched a lot and wasn't able to find a good tutorial explains the GNS530, so I decided to record my own. Let's start with the buttons around the unit, and then we will discuss each and every page the screen has. From left, this button is the frequency change button for the COM frequencies, so pressing that will move the standby to active, and you see that C stands for comms, and the knob over here will adjust the comms volume. And down below is the same button or same functionality, but this time it changes the nav frequencies. Okay, and then this is the volume for the nav radio when you have a VOR tuned in to receive its Morse code and increase that volume or decrease that volume. To switch between COM and nav frequencies, you have to press this knob, and it says push C/V. That's how you switch between nav and COM frequencies. Speaking of this knob, the outer one adjusts the decimal portion of the frequency, and the inner one, or the bigger one, adjusts the whole number part of the frequency. And this is true for both COM and nav radio frequencies. Over on this side you have the CDI button that changes between GPS and VLOC, which is localizer based radio navigation. Over here you have your OBS button to change the omni bearing. I think OBS stands, if I'm not mistaken, OBS stands for omni bearing selector. So this will select your OBS course where you want to approach to a waypoint from a certain radial. How you use this is you press this OBS button and then press this knob, and then it will display OBS change mode, and now you can change your OBS from here. This is for the GPS flight plan, and this also becomes handy when you are setting up the course using your CDI over here to see the exact number if you don't like the tooltips like I do. Alright, messages window, obviously self-explanatory. This will display the warning messages. Right now 2 messages we got is no departure airport, no arrival airport, because we don't have a flight plan. Flight plan page, or FPL, is where you enter your flight plan. VNav page gives you information about your vertical navigation. You can also set a target altitude and a position, like I want to be at this altitude 5 miles before this waypoint, and it will display a vertical profile, or you can select the profile and it will display a VSR. You might ask, what is VSR? So VSR stands for reference VSR stands for, I think, reference stall speed. That's what I think, but I have to check it to make sure I am giving you the correct information. So let's see here. I'm just also checking what VSR means, and not able to find good information. That's interesting. Anyway, so we'll look at this later in a different tutorial when we are up in the air, but this displays your vertical navigation information. Let's not spend too much time here. If anybody watching this video knows what VSR stands for, because it's feet per minute, I think this should be or could be the vertical speed rate, where you need to descend at this rate based on what you enter here. So we will see what this means when we are up in the air in a later tutorial, and we'll take a look at this. That's my guess currently, and I haven't tested this. In fact, I haven't used a GPS flight plan with this aircraft or a GNS530, so I am lacking the knowledge of what it does when it's up in the air. Proc page obviously displays the procedures for you to select: approach, arrival, and departure, like in a G1000, but in a different layout maybe. This button over here is to adjust the pages of the 530 and scroll through the pages and different screens. So the outer one, or the smaller one, because it might be confusing. This looks like outer to some people. This looks like I call this outer because it's close to me, but this small one scrolls through the pages, and this larger one will scroll through different screens, like nav screen, waypoint screen, aux or auxiliary screen, nearest screen, so on and so forth. And this will display each individual page of that screen. Like nav has 5, waypoint has probably 9, 3, 6, 9, and the auxiliary has 2, and nearest has another 5. So that's how you tell how many pages each screen has. Also, pushing this knob will bring the cursor when you are entering information. Not right now, because there is no box asking us to enter an information, but that's how you bring the cursor when you are entering information. Enter button, obviously enter. Clear button is used to clear, but also in the map window, when you press that, it will declutter your map. You see that -1, -2, -3, and things disappearing from my screen. That's what it does. Menu button will also self-explanatory. Is also self-explanatory. It will bring the menu for different options. You can change the fields. By this it means the 4 fields at the corners of the screen, where you have direct track, distance, ground speed and estimated time en route, you can change these fields by selecting that and using this knob to see what you want to select there. And there are a number of options. You can experience this on your own time. I'm not gonna change this right now, but this is what it does. And some of the other menu options are you can change north up or track up. That means the direction you are heading will be always up if you enable track up, or north will be always up. You can restore to the defaults, and you can restart the unit from this menu. Let's take a look at the other buttons here. Direct to, which lets you select the waypoint and navigate to that waypoint directly. That's same as a Garmin unit. And the range knob here is going to increase and decrease the range of the map. And as you see how busy it is, when I press clear, it will remove the air spaces, or air spaces around us. One more time it will remove the waypoint information, and the last time it will remove the airport information, and if you press 1 it goes back to the first setting. Those are all the buttons. Let's take a look at what menu items we have, but let me just declutter this so that we can see a little bit better. So nav page, which is your map page, has 5 different pages. This is the default page where it displays the position of your aircraft, and when we have a flight plan it will display our flight plan. Second page is where you see the map and then your TCAS information on the map. TCAS is a traffic collision alert system, so if there is any aircraft that's close to you, it should be displayed here. And it's also displaying a compass and showing you where the north is, which means I have the track up mode enabled. If I change this, as you see now, the map is facing north. North is always up, and you can also change this from here. And this has some other menu options on the second page, like you can turn on the weather radar, which is next red. You can turn TCAS on and off. You can change the fields on this one as well. And this time you are changing the fields you see over here, like the waypoint information, direct track, distance, ground speed. Works as the map window, but this time you have the information on the side and you have TCAS information available on this page. Let's clear this to get out of that. Next page is your terrain information. This is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, relative terrain. So as you climb up, these colors will change, and the red means you are very close to some obstacles. Okay. The other page is the traffic page, where it displays the traffic around you, and you can change the range from here and it will update. Like this will display the traffic 15 nautical miles around us. And the last page is empty. I think this is something that the developer of the mod reserved for a future use, because I didn't see any information came up to this page. Alright, so this is how you scroll through the pages with using the little one, and then the big one will scroll through different screens. Now we are at the waypoint screen, so you can enter a waypoint and get all the information of that waypoint. We will take a look at this when we are looking at the nearest page, because you can select a waypoint from the nearest page and bring that information to here. The next one is the airport information. This is also airport, as you see, APT, airport information page with the map, which displays the runways and airport information. It all says unknown because we don't have any entries yet. This is also airport information. This will display the frequencies, if I'm not mistaken. We will come back to this when we have a flight plan. Again, this is the airport information and displays the available approaches and transitions for that approach. The next one is the arrival and transition for that arrival, and the runway information for that arrival. And the last one is the departure, and the departure runway and transition for that departure that you have. This is your SID, this is your star, this is your approach. This one is the intersection page. This will display information about intersections, like GPS waypoint intersections, and it also has the nearest VOR information. So nearest VOR to that intersection is displayed here. NDBs, self-explanatory. This will display the information of an NDB station, and the last one will display the information of a VOR station. Alright, let's move on one more time. Auxiliary page, this is channel spacing. I haven't changed this. I am not sure what this does. If you know what channel spacing does in Microsoft Flight Simulator, please let me know in the comments and update my knowledge. The second page is the textual METAR. You have to do some setup in the config file of the GNS530 mod for this to work, and you have to sign up for a free subscription METAR service, because that's what it is using to bring the METAR information here. But what you can do is you can get a METAR from anywhere, any airport in the world. Let's press the button and just enter an airport. We are currently at Foxtrot Alpha Charlie Tango, and Cape Town, South Africa, or North Africa, I'm sorry. Let's enter that and see if we can get the METAR information for this airport. The entry is a little bit tedious. Inner one will select the letters, outer one will scroll to the next character. Oh, I entered that wrong. That should be an F. Foxtrot. Hold on, guys. Why can I... Okay, F. Alright, I thought it just got stuck for a second. F, A, C, T, in other words, Foxtrot Alpha Charlie Tango. Okay, when I enter, it's going to get the data, and as you see, I have the wind information, I have the Zulu time information, wind information, 150 at 6 knots, few clouds at flight level 335 or 3500, temperature is 13 degrees, dew point is 8, QNH is 1015, and yeah, winds are coming from south-southeast, 150 radial at 6 knots, visibility is 10 kilometers, temperature is 13, dew point is 8, and there are few clouds at 35. So as you see, it's also explaining the METAR information and making it a little bit easy to see the information you're looking for. And also it's nice to have the pressure in inches mercury as well. Alright, next screen is the nearest. So nearest airports around us, nearest intersections around us, nearest NDB stations around us, nearest VOR stations around us, and nearest airspaces around us. So if I bring the cursor and select one of the information here, like this one, and hit enter, it will carry me back to the waypoint information and start displaying information about this airport. And it will stay there. Runway 1634, this is the runway length, and hard surface, so information about the runway. Frequencies, as I said, and not only the radio frequencies, this also displays the ILS frequencies here, as you see, runway 19 and runway 1. Let's get rid of the cursor. Again, approach information. You can, oops, did the wrong thing. Approach information, use the outer one to scroll and select an approach, and it will display the information about that approach and the transition that's available for this approach. Okay, it will display and it will draw it on the map. Let's get rid of the cursor. Again, arrival information, same deal. It will do the same thing that it does for the approach, and also for departure as well. It will display the departure on the map. Intersection information, we don't have one. Let's go to the nearest page and select an intersection this time. Let's do this and select this one, and we are directly carry it to the intersection page, and it's displaying its position, displaying the nearest VOR station to this intersection, distance, and the radial. Next up is the NDBs. Again, we can use our nearest page to select an NDB station that's nearby, and that will display the information and the frequency of that NDB station. And same is true for the VORs. If we go to the nearest page and select the VOR station nearby, now we will get the information of that VOR station, its frequency, its position, its region, so on and so forth. So this is the waypoint information page. We talked about the nearest, and this is all the pages we have. And nearest airspaces, self-explanatory, does the same information display for a given airspace it's close to you. Alright, I think we covered all the buttons and all the pages of the unit. Let's go and enter a flight plan, but I'm gonna go back to the map page first, or nav page, and then I will keep this maybe here so that I can see the flight plan as I enter it. So let's generate a flight plan first using SimBrief, and I will bring you guys back when I have the flight plan ready. See you in a little bit. Welcome back, friends. I have the flight plan ready, and now we are ready to enter our flight plan. So the flight plan will take us from Cape Town to Johannesburg. It's a short one. It has a departure, it has an arrival, and it has an approach. So we will enter all the information while you are watching, and this will be a very easy plan to enter. So to enter a flight plan, and let me get a little bit closer and maybe change the time of the day, because the sun is shining a little bit weird and I want you guys to be able to see it without any problems. Okay, FPL, and push the knob to bring the cursor. First thing is to enter our departure. Our departure airport, which is Foxtrot Alpha Charlie Tango, as you can remember from the waypoint information that we were checking. So I will enter that. As I said, this entry is a little bit tedious because you have to do this with the knob by rotating. There is no touch screen here, but when you get used to it, it gets a little bit faster to enter. Add waypoint, yes, and then it will display it as our departure. So now you have two ways of doing it. You can enter your destination and start building your flight plan in between. Let's do that. And the other way is start entering the waypoints in an order and enter your destination at the end. Okay, so our destination is Foxtrot Alpha Oscar Romeo. Let's do that. Foxtrot Oscar, I think that's faster this way. Actually, hold on, Foxtrot Alpha Oscar, I was entering wrong. Foxtrot Alpha, and then now Oscar, and then Romeo. Alright, there we have Johannesburg International. Enter, and now it's updating our destination as Johannesburg. So to be able to enter the waypoints, if I keep adding, it's gonna take the next point after our destination. So to be able to enter the flight plan, I need to scroll one up. Oops, not that one, sorry. By using the outer one or the bigger knob, and I need to enter this here so that it pushes this one down when I enter the next waypoint. So you have to be on the waypoint if you want to put a waypoint between two waypoints. You have to be on the second one of the two. So now we have a waypoint that's Teton Tango Echo Tango Alpha November. So we will enter that. And I will paste the route to the description field of the video if you guys want to try entering the same flight plan. Tango Echo, and again Tango. I think this way is faster again, and this time Alpha November. And it will skip some letters when you get closer and when it has less information. So yep, that's the waypoint. Add, and as you see, it entered that waypoint in between, and it's staying on the one that I selected so that I can enter the next one without worrying too much. So the next one is approx Alpha Papa Romeo Alpha X-ray. So let's do that and enter that waypoint. Alpha Papa Romeo again Alpha, and this time X-ray. There we go. Enter that. Yes. Now we have the next waypoint hopefully coming in. I don't see it for some reason. I want to enter it. Hold on, I think I just made a mistake. Let me get... keep clicking the wrong one. I need to enter it after this, so it needs to be here. Alright, now we can maybe do this and try it one more time. There we go. Okay, I don't know why it didn't take it in the first entry, but now we have the second waypoint. Third one is TWAR, Tango Echo Victor Alpha Romeo. Let's enter that one too. So first one is Tango T. There we go. Use the bigger one to get to the next character. That's Echo. Next character, that's Victor. Next character, that's Alpha again. And next character is Romeo. Alright, enter this, yes. And this time it took it without any problems. And this magenta arrow is displaying the active leg, like our first leg from Cape Town to T-Town. Alright, last waypoint, and then that's our arrival and approach. So the last one is Nibex, November India Bravo Echo X-ray. Let's do that, and that will be the entry of the waypoints complete, and we will select the procedures. November India Bravo Echo X-ray. Alright, enter. Yes. Now we have all of our waypoints. So this is how you enter. The other way is starting from here and entering each waypoint and then entering your destination. It will do the same thing, but this time you will enter them in an order. It doesn't change anything here. So we can remove the cursor now and check the next page. So this is the catalog. It's gonna display some information here. Probably. I haven't checked that one yet. Let's enter our procedures. Our first one is our departure. Our departure, you move the cursor with the outer knob or bigger knob and go to select departure. Hit enter. Our departure is T-Town 1 Bravo. So this one will scroll it and the outer one will scroll the page. T-Town 1 Bravo. Enter this. We are departing from runway 19er, that's correct. And that's the only runway, and we will load this. Now we have all our information for the departure entered, and then now after T-Town, which is our last waypoint of our departure, our en route waypoints start. So let's select our arrival, outer one or the big knob to move the cursor to the next item, and enter to select. Our arrival is Nybex 1 Bravo. So this one will scroll, open the window, and the outer knob will scroll the page down. Nybex 1 Bravo is here, and we don't have a transition, and we are landing to runway 3 left. Enter, enter, and then load. Now if we check this page, now we have our arrival waypoints populated for us in the unit. And the last thing we got left is to select our approach. Let's enter this. We are approaching to runway 3 left, so let's bring the cursor, use the inner one or the small knob to bring the page, and then use the outer one to scroll. We will do an ILS Yankee to runway 3 left, so we will select this one. No transition, I believe, because there wasn't any, and then we will load this. We will not activate the approach yet. That's not our active leg. We will just load it. And now we have our approach also populated in the unit for us, as you see here. So that's how you enter a flight plan. So if I go back to the map page, or if you log down to the GNS530 unit, that's our flight plan displayed for you in front of our eyes. And you can also declutter this by pressing the clear button. It will clean that unit up and display less information for you to be able to see. So there you go, that's your flight plan. And we can also close this window and see that same information or same flight plan in our slightly bigger screen. Alright, let's go and check the couple things that we weren't able to check when we didn't have a flight plan. So this is displaying the information about our next waypoint in our flight plan. Direct track's 189, track is 177, distance is 0.8 nautical miles, and our ground speed is 0. Now we have this information for us. It was missing on the TCAS page. This hasn't changed. You still get to see your flight plan. Traffic information, this hasn't changed, and this is displaying the frequencies for our departure airport. As you see, ground, clear, Unicom, tower, and as well as the localizer frequencies. And on the waypoint information page, there is not too much changes here. Again, this is based on your entries. I wasn't expecting any changes here. I think this is it, guys. This is how you enter a flight plan to GNS530, and we covered and discussed the functions of the unit and the buttons on what they do. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you to use the GNS530 a little bit more with the knowledge. And if you did like the video, please consider giving a like. This helps with the YouTube algorithm and makes it possible for other users to see this video. And if you are not a channel subscriber, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell icon so that you get notified for my future videos. For my current subscribers, thank you very much, guys, for supporting the channel so far. I couldn't have come this far without you. I appreciate each one of you. A big thank you to all. And this concludes the video about the GNS530. So let me know in the comments if you want to learn a couple other things, or if you want me to do a flight tutorial with the GNS530 so that we can look at some other functions like what VNav page displays and all that. So drop me a comment and I'll try to make another video for just that as well. Thank you very much for being here and watching the video, and I will be seeing you in the next one.